Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be installing some form lighting LED headlights for the Bronco. These are new to the market and a really exciting product. They've got a Raptor look to them, they've got the OEM look to them, sequential turn signals. Let's get them installed and check them out. Thanks to Form Lighting for the opportunity to test out this product. Let's get these Bronco headlights unboxed and see what we're playing with. They arrived really well protected. They're individually wrapped in bags, and then they have a plastic cover over them as well to really protect those lenses. And some foam protection on that lower mounting pin as well. I recommend you keep this clear film on them throughout the whole installation. And there's a bag that contains 3 wiring harnesses as well. So out of the box you get the 2 headlights, you get 2 wiring harnesses, 1 for each light, and then you have another wiring harness if you don't already have DRLs. On the face of each light you have 4 projectors, 2 for your main lights and 2 for the high beams. For reference, here are the original headlights with the main lights on, and then just with the DRLs. Now I'm sure, like me, you've added many different things to the front of your Bronco. In this case, I have a set of 5 spotlights that I need to remove first. Once you've removed everything you need to from the front, you're going to open the hood. First you need to remove these 9 pins on the top panel above the radiator. Using a trim tool, there's a little slot in the edge of them. You can pry underneath, pop that pin out. Just go along this top panel and remove all 9 of them. Once you've removed all the pins, you can pull your prop rod out of the way and then remove that top panel. That now reveals the camera connection and the washer fluid connection. Disconnect both of those. There are little squeeze connectors on both of them. Next you're going to remove these 4 10mm bolts on top. With those removed, you can pry from each corner of the grille. Be gentle but firm and pull it towards you. The clips along the back edge will release surprisingly easy. And you can just carefully pull it away from the front. Next you're going to have to remove your front fender flares. There are 5 clips you just rotate round and then pull off the flare. I've got mud flaps installed, so this last one was a little bit tougher to get hold of. I also have some fender flare gap fillers, so I needed to remove these as well. And I also have the trail corner armor, so I had to peel that back too. The main aim is to get to this lower trim and pull it away from the edges. You pull towards you and then down, and then pull it away from the front of the Bronco. I just had to take a couple more steps than you may have to. Now you can remove your OEM headlights. First there's this tree clip, you remove it with a trim tool, and then there's a 10mm bolt on top. Nearer the turn signal on top there is another 10mm bolt to remove. And then finally underneath the headlight is an 8mm bolt you need to remove. Now you can pull the headlight towards you, be firm, there's a ball joint underneath the turn signal. Disconnect the wiring harness for the headlight. There's a spring clip in the middle of the connector, squeeze it and pull it off the headlight. Now looking at the Form Lighting harness, you have this set of connectors here. Slide down the sheath and then you can connect them. This allows you to have white DRLs. If you want the amber DRLs, leave it disconnected. Further down the harness is the jump between the OEM connector and the headlight. Form Lighting recommends that you feed this part of the harness up to an easily accessible area, so you can choose to switch the white DRLs to the amber DRLs whenever you want easily. Connect your Form Lighting harness to your OEM headlight connector. Now again, I have trail sight lights, so I have an additional harness in there, but you can piggyback off it if you need to. So go ahead and plug that into the back of your headlight. And then carefully situate your headlight in the opening. Be careful not to scratch your headlight and also your fender. And don't forget to remove that foam protective piece on that lower mounting pin. Here I'm just testing that the lights work okay now that I've plugged them in. The startup sequence, the main headlights, and the amber DRLs. The white startup sequence, the main lights, and the white DRLs. This is the connector that changes between white and amber. I'm just zip tying it in place so it doesn't get lost in the engine bay. Now that we're happy that the lights are working exactly how we expect them to, we can tighten down the 10mm bolt on top and reinsert the tree clip. There's the 10mm bolt above the turn signal, and the 8mm bolt below the headlight. Now go over to the other side and repeat the process. Remove the tree clip, the 10mm bolt on top, the 10mm bolt above the turn signal, and the 8mm bolt below the headlight. Again, pull the headlight firmly towards you. And release the headlight harness. Press the spring clip and pull it away from the headlight. Feed the color changing wires up into an easily accessible area. And connect the Form Lighting harness to your OEM headlight connector. Plug the Form Lighting harness into the back of the new headlight. As I said previously, you may have trail sight lights or plug and play fog lights. That gives you another wiring harness behind there, but that can plug straight into the Form Lighting harness. And again, carefully install the headlight. Go ahead and test this one, make sure it's all working before tightening it down. Push in the tree clip and tighten down the 10mm bolt on top. You've got the 10mm bolt above the turn signal and the 8mm bolt below the headlight. Now you can carefully replace the lower fascia. Just line up the clips and it snaps straight back into place. And then you can replace your fender flares as well. They simply snap back on, and then you rotate those clips around to secure it in place. There are 5 locking clips in total. And now you can reinstall the grille. I did leave the protected covers on the headlights. I scrunched them up a little bit just to make sure they'll go through the openings, but I do really recommend that you leave them on there. You just don't want to scratch those headlights at all. And this all just clips back together easily around the edges. Reinsert the 4 10mm bolts along the top. Reattach the front camera connector and the washer fluid connector. Make sure they're all together tight. And now you can reinstall that top plastic cover. It goes underneath the air intake and then just rests on top. And then go along the top and reinsert all 9 push pins. There you go, installation is complete. This is the amber startup sequence. And as you can see, they're also working in conjunction with my trail sight lights. This is what the sequential turn signals look like. If you want to change the color from amber to white DRLs, I showed you this connector earlier on. Put it together and it'll change the color to white. You simply need to turn the lights off and back on again, and that will reset the color. So now you can see the amber and the white start up together. So now you can see them side by side. Gives you a better opportunity to decide which version you want. The white DRLs here are a lot brighter than the OEM DRLs. And here is the full white DRL startup sequence. And the amber turn signals with the white DRLs. And here they are with the main headlights on. The 2 projector bulbs on top are really nice and bright. And then when you add in the high beams as well, just look how much light is coming out of those headlights. It's so nice and even across the headlight. And here's some night shots of the headlights with the DRLs and the main headlights on.
So as you can see, it's quite an involved installation. There's a lot you've got to take off the Bronco. And if you're like me and you've added a whole bunch of stuff, there's even more stuff I had to take off. But fundamentally, you take the grille off, you take the lower fascia off, you take the fender flares off, unbolt the headlights, plug in your new ones, and you are good to go. Now as for the light show, you have amber DRLs that look like the Raptor. You've got white DRLs as an option that look OEM. You can switch between the two. There's a connector in the front there that you can plug in for the white DRLs, unplug for the amber DRLs. You just have to turn the headlights off, turn the headlights back on, and that resets them to the color you've chosen. I showed in the video what they look like against OEM, and I honestly think they're brighter, and that's got to be a good thing. I love the look of them. They've got that smoked finish to them, and even the reflectors on the side here are smoked. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I think these are fantastic. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, maybe subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.